Hey everybody, this is Eric from Satellite Phone Store, and I'm here to talk to you about a really cool product that we have called the Iridium Go. So this Iridium Go works off 66 Iridium satellites, fully global. You can take it anywhere you want to go, North Pole, South Pole, middle of the ocean. It's going to work the same. However, there are some key things we need to go over because this is not a satellite phone. We don't put this to our head and make a phone call. First thing you're going to need to do before you go outside and start trying to use this device is download a couple applications to make it work for you. You're going to want to go to the iPhone App Store or the Google Play Store and look for the Iridium Go app. Once you download the app and you go and open it, you're going to need to allow it to use your microphone and allow some of the other prompts that come up. Those things are going to allow that Iridium Go app to act as a phone on your phone. Because, again, this Iridium Go is not a sat phone. Can't put it to our head. We're gonna need this app to be able to communicate. Once we have that app installed, we wanna get a couple more applications just to make things easier for you in the future. You can stop there if you don't need email and you don't need weather, but most of our customers do. So the next applications you're gonna wanna get are gonna be Predict Wind Offshore. If you want weather, grid files, you're a maritime customer, or if you're just a hiker, hunter, whoever that wants weather anywhere, you can use Predict Wind Offshore and the Iridium Go app together. Iridium offers a free email account to anybody who has an Iridium Go device. All right, so you're gonna need to go to the App Store again, or Play Store, and you're gonna wanna download Iridium Mail and Web. If you've already got a device from us, or once you get one from us, you're gonna get a phone number and a couple pieces of information that are gonna allow you to go to Iridium Mail and Web online on Iridium's website and register your device and get a free email account. The thing about these email accounts, they're only accessible from your Iridium Go though. So if you wanna check that email account when you're not using the Go, like over Wi-Fi or cellular, you're not gonna be able to do it. So what we have is another premium application called XGate. You're gonna wanna go and download XGate because that's gonna allow you to continue to send and receive emails with the same custom email address over the Go or over cellular or Wi-Fi networks. Let me just go ahead and download that to my device, XGate. All right, and once we get XGate and we have the Iridium Go app, we're ready to go outside and start using the device. So once we've come outside and we've already downloaded the Iridium Go app, now I'm gonna show you a quick way on how to get connected. So, first things first, we're gonna flip up the antenna on the Iridium Go. That does two things. It actually powers up the device. We'll see Iridium on the screen powering up. This generally takes about 60 to 90 seconds. So we'll go ahead and set it down. We wanna be in an area away from buildings or away from trees if we can. Now, Iridium has 66 satellites, so at some point we're gonna make a connection, but you do wanna try to be out in an area as open as possible, or if you go and set it up on an elevated area, that's what you're gonna wanna do. So I'm still waiting for the Iridium Go to open. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to my phone. Once I'm on my phone, I'm gonna go ahead and get to Iridium Go application. Once I open the Iridium Go application, it's gonna ask me to connect. However, before I connect, I'm gonna go to my settings. This is iPhone or Android. Once you're on your settings, you're gonna look for Wi-Fi networks. And as the Iridium powers up, you hear a little tone, and now I can see the Iridium dash the serial number on my Wi-Fi list. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect to the Iridium. There's no password, it's open by default. You can't really use it as an internet connection anyways. It's just providing a means for my mobile to talk to this Iridium Go. So now I'm on the Iridium Go app, or I'm on the Iridium Go Wi-Fi network. Once I'm on the Wi-Fi network, now I open the app. I got the app open, I'll click login. The default login is guest. It's gonna ask you if you'd like to allow it to connect the devices on your network. You're gonna hit okay. It's gonna go ahead and log in, takes a few seconds. Once it's actually logged in, we're gonna go ahead and be able to see the signal strength, the battery strength, and then we're also gonna be able to proceed to make phone calls and send text messages. That's the basic setup of the Iridium Go. That's how quick it is to make a phone call, send a text message, send your GPS to somebody. Once we got those basic pieces of functionality down, usually our customers want to either check the weather for where they're sailing, or they want to be able to send and receive an email. So to do that, you're going to need either the Iridium Go Mail-in Web app, or you're going to need the X-Gate app. Again, Iridium Mail-in Web, free version, just to be used with Iridium. You get a dedicated Iridium email account. The X-Gate application, you get a dedicated email account, but you pay a little price to us, and we make sure you can communicate over cellular, satellite, Wi-Fi. Keep checking those emails and keep checking that weather. So now, when my Iridium Go app first powers up, it says your emergency contact hasn't been sent. I can either cancel this at this moment and proceed to using the device, or I can edit and I can actually choose whether I want to use the Geo service or not. So Geo service is a free service that's included with your Iridium Go subscription. You go to Geos's website, it comes in the instructions for your Iridium Go, and you can register all your information, your Iridium Go information, and that makes the SOS button here on the side armed for you. So that's a nice benefit to owning an Iridium device. I'm gonna go ahead and just cancel it for the time being. And now I'm already open up to my Iridium Go app and I'm ready to make a phone call. Easiest way to do that, bottom left-hand corner, I can click call, and I can start by typing in the rest of the number that I wish to call. However, the first thing I need to look for in the top left-hand corner is my signal strength. Right now, I'm not seeing any signal, but in the top left-hand corner of my app, I see I only have 1 bar. I check the device, yeah, I only have 1 bar. So, you know, I want to get it a little bit higher. That's going to let it see the satellites a little bit better than when it's down here. Look at that, 5 bars right away. So now I'm ready to go ahead and proceed with making my first phone call. What you can do, hold down the 0 and you get a plus. You'll type 1 for the USA, and I'll go ahead and dial the rest of the number, area code first. So you can either do a plus or a 00, or on the Iridium Go app, there's a little flag. You can go through and pick the country you want to call. It'll put the country code for you if you don't know it. However, most of our customers are either dialing 00 or holding down the 0 button to get the plus, or picking the country that they want to call. So I'll go ahead and keep going. +1 941 955 1020. I'll call our office, hit the green button to talk, and just know this is not calling from your regular cell phone number. This is actually calling from the Iridium Go's Iridium phone number. They're going to see an Iridium 8816 number show up on their caller ID. So again, not using your cell phone. This is truly using the Iridium to get out. We're just Wi-Fi connected and using the application. I'm going to go ahead and put it on speaker. I could also put it on Bluetooth. Really nice function of having it on our mobile phone. Calling the office now. Hey, this is Eric testing my Iridium Go. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Is this Ben? Thanks, Ben. Appreciate your help, buddy. Have a good day. So you will get a little bit of delay. And as you can see, I stopped, waited for the other caller to listen to me, finish talking. So when you're using satellite, you have to realize we are going up and down the satellites. So you want to give the person a little extra time to finish hearing your transmission so they can go ahead and reply to you. So now we've tested our phone call. Now we're going to move right over to an SMS message. Really easy, bottom right-hand corner, messages. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and click the top right-hand corner to compose a message. I'm going to go ahead and pick one of my existing contacts. Now, if your contacts are formatted without a 001, which they probably aren't, then you will need to either edit the contact and add the 001 or add another contact, because we find a lot of customers that have their contacts saved to their mobile phones. Generally, they don't put a 1 or a 001. However, we're sending that dialing string to the satellite phone, Iridium Go, so it needs that prefix in order for it to work properly. So I'm going to go ahead and send one to myself. I'll do 001 198863 testing message. And one of the nice things about this is I can use the keyboard on my mobile phone that I'm used to texting with versus a satellite phone. When I'm texting with it, you have to hit each key so many times to get the right letter. So if you're a big texter or you want to do a lot of texting, the Iridium Go probably is going to be a good choice for you. You get 1,000 characters per message. It's kind of nice. The normal character limit for an SMS is 160 for cell phones. So it's quite a big message that you can type out. Now my message is being sent, and I already received the message on my cell phone. So there we go. We've tested a phone call. We've also tested an SMS message, all just using the Iridium Go app. My phone and my Iridium Go have been holding good signal strength. We're gonna look at some of the other features that we can utilize in the Iridium Go app. My favorite is the ability to do SOS. It gives me a peace of mind. No matter where I go, I can make a phone call, I can send a text message, and I can get SOS. I can either swipe to activate SOS on my device, and it will put a phone call live over the Iridium Go through my phone to search and rescue. It's also going to start sending an SMS message to the search and rescue facility with my GPS, letting them know I have an emergency. They're going to try to call me back, they're going to text me back, and that gives me a good peace of mind when I go out doing my adventures and exploring. The other way you can set off an SOS, if for some reason you don't have your mobile device, right on the side of the device, if you pull the cover back right next to the USB cover, you're going to see an SOS button there. That also does the same thing. It's going to start sending your SMS out with an alert to search and rescue. If you don't have your mobile device, it's not going to put it on a phone call, but at least it lets people know that you're having an emergency and you're in a certain location. Going right back up. There we've done phone calls, text messages, SOS. We also have the neat ability to do tracking. So I click on the track application. Right now it's going to go ahead and acquire a new GPS position. Once it acquires that GPS position, I'm going to be able to click the button that says Send Quick GPS. I click that. Now I can go ahead and pick a recipient, which would be a contact of mine already pre-saved. That's going to go ahead and get my GPS position as soon as I send it. It's sent. Great. So now we've demonstrated phone calls, text messages, SOS, and sending a one-time track. Some other cool things that are integrated into the Iridium Go app is all your contacts. So if you want to pull up all your contacts, modify them, put the 001 or country code before them so they work correctly, that's there for you. One of the other features I want to tell you how to use is how to send your GPS position, not just one person, but almost multiple people simultaneously if you need to. So one way to do that, once we get the Iridium Go app open, we're going to click on Advanced for Settings. We're going to scroll down to Track. Once the track loads, we're able to put in quick GPS recipients. So each one of these will need to be either in the 001 or +1 format. Once you enter these and click Save, you're now able, once you click Track, to do a Send Quick GPS. That's going to send your quick GPS out to any one of those 5 or all 5 recipients that you've specified. This is really helpful for scenarios where you got somebody off grid or you're off the grid and you want to be able to either let people know where you're at, that you've made it to your next spot, or that you kind of need help. So, awesome feature of the Iridium Go is the ability to send a quick GPS. We've covered just about all the features of the basic Iridium Go application. We got contact integration, we have SMS messages, we have easy phone calls. So one of the biggest benefits is that you can lay it out when you get to your site on the table, on deck, and move away from it, and it stays online. You can put your mobile device back in your pocket. You're going to be able to move around your site, your campsite, your boat, whatever have you, and you're still gonna get messages or calls. That's a really nice feature, I think, of the Iridium Go. Now we're gonna go ahead and start talking about some of the more advanced applications for the Iridium Go. A lot of people ask us, how do I send and receive email? Truth is, you can send and receive email, but it's different than probably what you're used to. Iridium offers a free Iridium mailing web service. You go to Iridium's website, you type in mail-in web registration, you're gonna be able to register for a free email account. They're gonna give you your name at iridium.net. You're gonna open up the Iridium mail-in web app. And once you open up the Iridium mail-in web app, you're gonna put in that username and password that they provided you. From there, you have the ability to click mail. This is like another email account, like a Gmail or an Outlook or whatever you're used to. It's dedicated in this application though. So it's not your Gmail app, it's not your Outlook app or anything else. Once you open this app, you have the ability in the bottom right-hand corner to create a new message. Now, any new messages that you create, it looks like you can put an image or an attachment there. You want to keep those less than 50 to 100 kilobytes. If you need help figuring that out, call support. We're there for you. I'm going to go ahead and create my first message to support@satellitephonestore.com. I'm going to put a subject. And once I put a little bit in the body of the message, I'm going to click on the top right-hand corner to Outbox. That goes right to my Outbox. It doesn't send immediately. You can create multiple messages and they're all going to go in your Outbox. When you're ready to send and receive your messages and ready for the Iridium Go to actually get online, in the bottom left-hand corner is a little picture of a cloud and two arrows going up and down. You're going to click that and click Get Mail. This is going to fire up the Iridium data connection. It's very small, and it's going to allow all the traffic to get passed just from the Iridium mail-in web app and not any of your other apps. It is going to prompt you if Iridium Mail can connect to devices on your network. You're going to click OK. It runs through a dial-up process. It checks the server for any incoming or outgoing messages. It sends and receives them and then finishes. My message is now sent, and I didn't have any messages waiting for me, but if I did, they'd also be delivered to my inbox now. Now, I cannot get this mail unless I connect to the Iridium Go. I can't get it over Wi-Fi, I can't get it over cellular, so it's a very important note when using Iridium mail-in web app. You can get free email service, it's only the email that you get assigned, and you can't use it on any other type of networks. You have to use it on the Iridium Go. For some of our customers, that's not sufficient. We want to be able to check that same dedicated email account, whether I'm on Wi-Fi or cellular. So we use another application that's very similar, but like a premium version of it called XGate. XGate almost looks identical because it was made by the same software companies. It just includes some premium features that really make using the Iridium Go a little bit more user-friendly. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down my Iridium mail-in web app. And this whole time I can have my regular Iridium Go app open. So I'm still ready to make calls, still ready to receive and send text messages. I'm just using another app now. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my XGate. And you'll notice that XGate looks very similar, except my mail-in web I can access over Wi-Fi and cellular or over the Iridium Go. Another nice feature of Iridium using XGate is that I can click on Predict Wind. Predict Wind allows me to create GRIB requests. GRIB files are basically binary weather data files. Those weather files come down somewhere between 1 kilobyte up to maybe 100 kilobytes. It all really depends on the size of the area that you select. And I'm going to go through some of those functions with you now. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my region on my phone where I want to receive weather. I pick the 4 corners and I can adjust them as needed. So I'm going to go for Florida and the Caribbean. The top right-hand corner, I'm going to click the green arrow to download. I'm going to make sure high-resolution GRIBs are off. I'm going to enable offshore GRIBs. I'm going to click on my offshore GRIB preferences. Now you get a free Predict Wind offshore account with your XGate subscription of $25 a month. But you can only get the GFS model GRIBs. If you want additional GRIB models and you also want departure planning, boat routing, some of the additional features of PredictWind Offshore, talk to us and get a standard or pro edition of the account, and they include all those additional forecast models and features. Majority of customers, though, tend to just want to get the GFS grid model. So that's what we're going to do now. I select GFS. I'll also go ahead and set my intervals for how often I want to get my weather. Right here, I can pick 3, 6, 12, or 24 hours. I'm going to go ahead with 3 hours to try to get weather as often as I can. The next is how many days of weather do I want to receive. You can go 1 day up to 14 days. Everyone I've ever talked to says don't trust weather beyond 3 days, so I'm going to pick 5 just to get a couple extra days of outlook in this request. But this is kind of cool when you're playing with it over Wi-Fi before you leave. You can get all 14 days. And then when you're actually offshore using something like the Iridium Go, you can tone it down to 3 days or 4 days as necessary. So I picked the days. My resolution, you get 100 kilometer or 50 kilometer resolution. I believe for coastal sailing, you want 50 kilometers. You want more definition, and we're going to usually have a smaller grid selected. But when we're crossing an ocean, we're trying to get a grid file for a large expanse, we want to go with 100 kilometers. That's basically how often you're going to get a data point. And in order to get a grid file to the size that's acceptable for the Iridium Go, we want to go with 100 kilometers offshore, 50 kilometers nearshore. I'm going to go ahead and get wind, pressure, rain, wave, gust, cape, temperature, and clouds. Click back. Again, you can get weather routing and departure planning with the standard edition. The standard edition is $29 a month, and that allows us to pick spot A, spot B, and it's going to give us weather routing depending on our preferences. If we want to avoid seas of certain height, winds of certain height, PredictWind is actually going to give us a route that is within those parameters. Right now, though, on the basic version, we're going to skip that feature. I'm going to leave all my satellite imagery off. I'm going to leave GMDS forecast off. Right now, I have a grid file that's 607 kilobytes. That's too big for the Iridium Go. We really need to get it down to lower than 100K. So I'm going to go back to my preferences. I'm going to set my intervals to every 6 hours. And I'm going to take off some things I don't really need. I don't care about clouds. I don't care about pressure. I don't care about rain or temperature or cape or gust. I just really want to get wind and wave forecast. So I'm going to click back. Now I'm down to 107 kilobytes. That's the sweet spot. Anywhere between 50 kilobytes to 120 kilobytes is going to make sure that our connection on the Iridium Go stays less than a few minutes to pull down this file. I'm going to go ahead and click continue to download, and you'll see you have a few options. You can download over web, Iridium Go, and a few other ways. I'm going to pick Iridium Go, and the app actually shows us the signal strength of the Iridium Go. And I'm going to go ahead now and click download all. What this does is it actually fires up a small dial-up connection similar to Xgate, when Xgate goes and gets and receives our email and Iridium Mail and Web. This makes a quick connection, sends our request out to PredictWind, and immediately pulls the files back down. All right, I see that my files requests have been sent. And now I'm pulling back down the files. And now I have my weather file on my screen. So that's as fast and easy as it is to use the Iridium Go to grab fresh weather, send and receive emails, make phone calls, send text messages, and stay safe. So I hope this video has helped you make a decision if you're in the market for looking for satellite connectivity or a way to stay safe wherever you want to go. Please contact satellitephonestore.com, talk to me or one of the other associates here, and we'll be happy to find out if this is the right product for you.